All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Hood, man. In the flesh, we still doing it this big every year. Welcome to the new year. If I didn't say that to you already, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I'm just talking real quick about Fat Joe again, man. It's some rumors going out. Don't know if it's true yet, but it's rumors that he's been canceled at the BET Awards. That's not accurate exactly. No truth to that yet. We don't know if that's actually true. Hopefully it is that he's been blackballed from the BET Awards. A lot of people have been calling in, writing letters, doing this stuff, hitting up his sponsors, and kind of basically throwing shade the way he was throwing shade at FBA. Foundational Black Americans. And you hear a lot of people talking about it because it originated from the quest of who invented hip hop. That turned into forget FBAs, and FBAs is foul because on the internet, if you say things and it could be accurate, it could be true, and people on the internet will throw you under the bus, they'll dish you in the comments. It's just what it is. Maybe if you're a celebrity, that might hurt you, get you affected. You might be sensitive to that kind of stuff. It's a possibility. So now you got Fat Joe who just dissed the hell out of black people because of such a nature. That's why he said Twitter, man, them people on there crazy when he was on a Math Alpha show. But at the end of the day, that's just what it is being a celebrity. I don't think you should diss the whole entire black race or black people, period, because of what the internet is doing to you or what the internet has said you are or whatever. And then people have their opinion, which he's entitled to his opinion, which he believes that Puerto Ricans was there at the beginning of hip hop. And maybe a lot of people do have that opinion, but I think that it's more of when you talk about the founders of something, when you talk about the creators of something, I don't think you're talking about the people who were standing close by or the people who was also in the room. So let's go with the founding of America. And I just heard an interview from Kid Capri from 4 months ago where he was talking about when they asked him was Puerto Ricans there. And he said, I know the music started back in the early 30s and 40s from different artists, but they probably was there at some point because they did do their contribution. But let's talk about creators and founders, and that's what I want to just speak on real quick, and it's regarding the Fat Joe scenario and the beginning of hip hop. Let's just talk about creators and founders. So if you come back to America, which we all live in right now, we all speak English words, we all got different cultures, we all from different backgrounds. But when you talk about the founders, they already made this assertion. They already made this idea that there's four founders, the founding fathers of America. They even got a Mount Rushmore up there with their faces up there, right? So they made that assertion already. The people who were here before us decided that the people who created America was these people. Then after they did that, they wrote it down on a piece of paper. They said, this is the conversation that we had at the beginning. They call it the Constitution, right? All those people signed it, right? Making it official. Now, after that, they had to get the message out to the people, but it was no internet. It was no message. It was no computer. So how did they get the message out to the people? War, domination, control, and lastly, most importantly, murder. So when you come to something like music, a lot of those things don't exist. It's not a lot of murder. It's not a lot of war. It's not a lot of that. It's just fun. So things grow. They grow bigger. Wars grow, but wars end. Music hasn't ended, and it might not ever. So when you talk about a creator or a founder, what else did they do? They made a coin with their picture of the people who actually created and founded it. So this is what steps did to actually make sure something stays into the ethos of people's minds. It's got a currency, it's got a flag, it's got a paperwork, it's got people, and everything confirms that. But when it comes to black people, if we confirm who our creators are, our founders, if we say we did this, it brings infractions to people. And they really kind of tell who their true colors are. Maybe they don't do research. Maybe they're not into knowledge, or maybe they don't care really. But at the end of the day, you can't diss the people who are claiming what the creation of something is. You can't, because then you just become what they call an overseer, just like the people who was, pioneering and colonializing the country back in the day. And if you making money within hip hop, within black people, you speaking our language, you hanging around us, you look like us, you say you grew up around us, then what's the problem of acknowledging the thing that we claiming as our fact? You acting like we're dumb? We're not intelligent? We can't say what we know as fact, and then we have to run it by you first? Like, where is the infraction coming from? Where's the pushback coming from? The pushback, we understand it as black people, is because technically you don't like black people. And in a lot of ways, you wish you could have made this money without having to go through us. Hence the word culture vulture. Hence the idea of a tether. Because if you don't like us and didn't like us, why are you over here? And then if we speaking in our truth and we believe in something, why is the pushback coming from you or somebody that's close around us, or so-called a part of our dynamic? You even get to say the N-word, shit like that, that would not really be fly or wouldn't fly in other parts of the country. But the idea that you grew around black people in y'all world or in y'all city, that's supposed to be all accepted. But we can't have acceptance when we say, hey, we FBA now. We can't have acceptance when we say, hey, we created hip hop. We have the history. We know the history. We were here. It was our grandparents and parents who made the fucking original music that was used in this music that we call hip hop today. But it's supposed to be overlooked because it's us claiming it. But nobody overlooks those questions and those quests that came out from the original people who started America. Everybody believe it. It's in books. You learn this in school. They teach you the language so that you can actually read the shit that they have in the books. So you've been indoctrinated to understanding that who the founders are of something in America, and you don't debate it. If somebody even came to you and said, hey man, the original founders was them, you'd argue the shit out of them because that's all the hell you know is what you was trained and taught. So when you talk about the founders and people who were standing around something, like, okay, they founded it, but these people was close by, or they was in the room, or they was like there, or they was a week or later they came, or after they saw what was happening, they was like, you know what? Let's go fuck around over here. Let's talk about the founders and the creators and somebody who started something. So then you got the people who saw it happening and was like, shit, that's what we should be doing next. And now they want to be considered the founders or creators as well. But we'll go back to the original topic, the America, the creators of America. So let's say they was creating America. They was colonializing, pioneering, slapping through the city, chopping down trees, seeing the humans. First Thanksgiving, Indian humans. Eventually turned to the wars in every city, in every state. They was warring with the humans that was here, the Indian humans that was already in this state, in these country of America. They was warring with them. The Europeans came down and was warring with them until they ultimately overtook them. So do they acknowledge the Indians as also creators of America? Do they also say America was also created by Indians because they were here, because they were standing close by, because they showed them the routes of how to get around the city or the states, or this how you get through this wilderness, or you should eat this berry and don't eat that one, or this how, at this certain time it get cold around this time frame. The knowledge that they learned, they're not gonna acknowledge the Indians who taught them that. They're not gonna say, yo, thank you for telling us this shit. We would have never been able to survive this time frame, this little window pocket of life if it wasn't for these particular war tribe of Indians. They don't do that. They look at it like, we warred with them, we won, and they don't run shit. We the only ones created this country. This is, again, our Constitution. These are our people on the picture of this coin. These are our people who wrote this shit. These are their signatures. And this is their photo right here and a picture of them right on this mountain in Route Mount Rushmore. And there's probably way more stuff to confirm who was the original American people who owned and started this country. But just to confirm who the original creators were is pockets and information to stamp it. Now, just because black people don't have all of these things to confirm, okay, we got our own hip hop coin. We got our own hip hop flag. We got our own hip hop for people, pioneers. Let's say James Brown, this guy, the last poets. Now we got their voices and they stepped up on this wall. That don't mean that we didn't create something, or we are creators and we was the only creators and the only originators of something. And that need to be said and that need to be spoken about. And that's all I got on that subject.